From the host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Rams. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career, and Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw is gone. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams first down. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Third and long. It's gone. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
34 yards there and a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida, touchdown number 15 of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gold with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. A good job defensively there on Gurley as they hold him to only a yard. It's second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Let's go. Go, Brown. Brown.
Out of the gun. Gone. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. Past the 20. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly for 6. Gold able to tack on the extra point. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script.
And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To try again after the sack. Goff, he'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. You know, you wonder how the Rams' game plan in Super Bowl 53 might have been different with a healthy Cooper Kupp. He was injured on November 11, torn ACL out for the year. But he was on his way to a 1,000-yard season in his second NFL campaign. Had 566 yards in 8 games before the injury. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played. We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Goff's throw into the hands of Henderson, and that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Check that guy.
From the gun on 3rd down. Gone. He wants it all for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Akello Witherspoon, really good coverage from the Colorado man, getting a hand in on it.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
On the NFL scoreboard, an update and a little bit of a surprise. It's the Patriots with the early lead over the Bills. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Troy Apke. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. John Johnson, one of the leading tacklers from the safety position in the NFL, there to make the stop.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
11.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. On now is the 27-year-old rookie, Mitch Wisnowski, to punt. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff now to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Woods, the intended receiver. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Now Gold for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. D Ford, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long.
3 down, 3 down. 2 first. 26, Mike. Hey, wahoo. Stand. 26, Mike. 26.
From the gun, here's Goff. Flushed out. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. D Ford, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Returnable for Grant. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Gets around him. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
A 7-yard pickup.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get into football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Here we go.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. Garoppolo to his tight end Kittle for a Niner first down.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. White. 2.
On first down, here's Breida. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Matt Breida on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Eric Armstead in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. This is Breida. And an alley to run. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 55 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Now on 2nd and 13. Goff. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They got a man. It's Woods. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there just before halftime. 54 yards. They run. It's Gurley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. A final shot before break here. Goff. Dancing to his left. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he's going to get this one all the way down to the Rams' 31-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Garoppolo gives to Breida. Into the secondary again. And finally taken down at the 15. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Check. Lucky.
And with the play clock about to expire, Kyle Shanahan's going to use a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On the jet sweep, here's Grant. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brings up second and 12.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 20. Right there. All day.
Here's Breida. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
11. Here I come again.
They run again with Breida. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that will be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Now it's Breida. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry, 5.4. Oh, now Breida loses it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
The Rams take over 1st and 10. At their own 20-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 1st down, it's gone. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. T.J. Green with a pick. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've got to dig down deep. They need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at the time, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. The Rams on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 15. Now it's gone. He's letting it fly, and now here's another interception. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! 58, right there. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Running out of the gun here, Breida. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing because you don't have to.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
On 2nd and 11 now. Goff. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just talks about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run with Breida. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. Oh, leaves him behind on the spin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Now a give to Breida. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch the curl. Watch the curls.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the 49ers, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for L.A., their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.